For me personally, Raining Blood, because for me that's the most heaviest metal album ever made. That's my opinion.
For me it counts the same, but if you wouldn't, if there was the other album from that, I would have had to think more about it, because Sound of Perseverance is a very good album, but I prefer more the first or the Leprosy album.
Yeah, for me personally, Exodus, Bonded by Blood, because that's one of the albums which is also in my top 5. And of course I love Morbid Angel, but for me personally, as a thrash man, as a thrash fan, I like Exodus. And of course we played with Exodus sometimes together, and they're very cool guys as well.
I would go for Altars of Madness, actually. So it's I really do like Exodus, but I think Altars of Madness made more impact on me as Bounded by Blood by then. But that's it's a hard one.
Yeah, it's a hard one. If I have to choose, I go for Anthrax, Among the Living, because that's also one of the late or the 80s thrash metal, which I really like. But Obituary, at the other hand, it's one of the first death metals I grew up with, so they both have totally respect for me. So this one is a really hard one for me to answer. But if I have to choose, I choose for Anthrax.
Okay, I think I will go for Obituary, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's the same as Morbid Angel made an impact on the death metal. I think Obituary did the same for me as well. And Anthrax was in the beginning years when I grew up with it, and Obituary came, and then it was like a huge difference from Anthrax or Obituary.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I will go for.
And you're more death orientated.
Yeah.
Than I am more thrash. I love thrash and death metal, but for me it's more thrash and death metal than death metal. But for he is the opposite.
Yeah. Carcass hard work, and Megadeth is never a favorite band for me. I really do like the music, but it never was like blown away by Megadeth. And instead of hard work from Carcass, that's an amazing album. Guitar technical, and it was some kind of new experience to me. Brutal. I liked them from the beginning. The Symphonies of Sickness, the grindcore scene, and then there came hard work, and it was like a follow-up from Necroticism, and it was I really enjoyed that album.
I totally agree with you, because I was never a big fan of Megadeth. They have a few good songs, but not all of them. And Carcass, the album Hard Work, is a really cool album, really well produced album. The songs are really great. So in this case I choose for Carcass Hard Work as well. Yeah, for me it's easy. Yeah, it's Master of Puppets, because it's also in my top 5. This, I think, after Raining Blood, this is my second album of all times. So I love Cannibal Corpse, but I have to choose, so that's why I choose for Metallica.
I agree with that. Metallica, yes, Cannibal Corpse, really like them, but they will they never topped the Metallica all stuff. So. Testament New Order. I'm really not a big Arch Enemy fan. I like what they do, but more than that, it will never come. Yeah, I like the first album, Black Earth or something. I don't know. But after that, they got me a little bit bored. And Testament always kept their way, their thing doing. And yeah, I really like them more.
Yeah, for me, I agree with Harold. So I go for Testament as well. I like Arch Enemy as well too, but Testament has more. They have more great songs in my opinion. I think Arch Enemy has to be had become too melodic in these years, you know. So that's why I choose for Testament as well. As an old school thrasher, I have to say Destruction because the Teutonic Four, you know, the big you have the Big Four and you have the German Big Four, and Destruction is one of the German Big Four, so I go for that one. I love Deicide, I love the first album and the second album as well, but I have to choose, so it's a hard. It's always thrash metal or death metal, so but I have to say I go for Destruction.
Yes, this time I go for Destruction as well. It's also very hard to choose, but I would go for Destruction. Yes, yeah.
I love the first Deicide album as well, but yeah, you know, I have to choose.
It is.
You have to choose. It's not fair. We have to choose.
Bolt Thrower, Fourth Crusade. I never been really Annihilator fan, although the first album is good. But Bolt Thrower also made more impact on me, and yeah, it was something new.
I go for Bolt Thrower as well because I like the first Annihilator, and I love the song Alice in Hell. It's a great song, but they have now so many albums, and it's not very often that I listen to it. But Bolt Thrower, I listen to it regularly. So Bolt Thrower is one of my favorite old school death metal bands. Still is.
Entombed Left Hand Path. Yeah, I really in love with the guitar sound, and that beats me. And I always wanted to sound like Entombed with my guitar in a bedroom, and it's unbeatable. Yes,
I go for Entombed as well because this one was the first death metal albums which got also a great impact on me as well. You know, I love Overkill, but I have to choose again. But I go for Entombed. This album, Left Hand Path, is awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard one.
for me personally, I go for Sodom because I told you about the Teutonic Big Four in Germany, and Sodom. I love Sodom, and we played with them a few shows, and they're in the meantime they're good friends of us as well. But I don't. I love their album. I dig the old Sodom. And the Persecution Mania album is also in my top 5 as well. So, and At the Gates, I know At the Gates, but it's for me it's cool, but it didn't make an impact on me as Sodom did.
I think At the Gates. Yes, it's also a very hard decision. Yeah, you know, we grew up with Sodom. And they are good friends, and but At the Gates, yeah, I know them from the beginning, and it was also Slaughter of the Soul. I think many death metal freaks have this album in their top 5, and yeah, I think it's somewhere in my top 10 as well. And this is a very good album, sound-wise, music-wise, technical and brutal. Yes, I go for At the Gates.
Yeah, easy one. Pleasure to Kill, of course.
Pleasure to Kill, yes. Although In Flames, Jet Race is a very good album. I saw them begin '90s somewhere on a very small festival, and yeah, and I like what they do at the moment still. But no, Pleasure to Kill is topping all that.
No, I have nothing to add. Point.